Okay, so the end goal is to have something like this, where you have a cartwheel that slows down, has a stop, and you're going to also use speed ramping like this, where it goes slow down and then it speeds back up gradually. Okay, it does a little bit of a slowdown. So I'm going to show you how to do this really quick. First of all, start a new project. You're going to hopefully download the file of the girl doing cartwheel, put it in your folder. You should know how to do all this. Then you drag it into the timeline. Once you put it in the timeline, you're going to move your playhead to where she starts to do the cartwheel, and there, right there. So I'm going to freeze it right there. I'm going to right click in here. Now, if yours doesn't look like this, if it looks like this and it's nice and small like that, you want to move it up like this so you have more room to see. Now, this white line right here, this is actually opacity. If I bring this down, you'll see that her picture gets darker. So I'm going to Command T and get it back to where it is. But I wanted you to know that that white line right now is opacity. Now when I right click and I go to, when I right click and I go to Insert Frame Hold Segment, puts in a hold. When she gets up in the handstand, it stays there for a second, and then it'll just continue right on at the regular speed. Okay, so that's one way to freeze frame, get something to stop. Now I'm going to go over speed ramping. Same kind of thing. You find where she's kind of going into the somersault. Bam, right there is the somersault. I'm going to right click right there, and I'm going to go to Show Clip Keyframe, and go to Time Ramping, and go to Speed. Okay, so this line now represents speed. So I'm going to go to the pen tool, and I'm going to make a mark here, and I'm going to move over and make a mark real close to it, right there. Okay, and then I'm going to zoom in on it a little bit. Now, next thing I do is go to the selection tool. I'm going to grab the selection tool, I'm just going to pull this line down, and it creates a ramp. Okay, it's actually a slowdown. So it's going to go to here, it slows down, and then it speeds up. It would be a lot smoother if this was shot at 60 frames or 120 frames per second, but it's not. So now you have to kind of say, okay, I want it to go gradually into the slowdown so people don't really notice it. So I'm going to grab one side and stretch it out like this. This gives me a gradual slowdown. I want it to gradually speed up. So now it should be less obvious, and I might actually bring the line down further, spread it out a little bit more. So boom, slows down really slow, and then it should start to speed up gradually there. So this is what you're going to turn in. You're going to go to File, Export, Export Media, and I always say turn it as MP4, but I want to make sure everybody understands. H.264 is an MP4. Make sure you name it something like FreezeFrame, and then save it on your desktop or save it somewhere, upload it, turn it in on the assignment. So that is how you do today's assignment.